Hello children, how are you? Fine? Okay. Welcome to class 5 EVS lecture. Okay children, so we are on lesson number 6, that is animal senses. Let's revise what we had done in our previous class. In previous class we had seen about the sense of about touch and feeling. So in case of the nocturnal animals that are active at night and they sleep at the daytime, for example cats and tigers, they have a long whiskers. Yes, we all have seen the white whiskers of the cats and the tigers. Yes, so these whiskers are very sensitive, that can sense the movement or the vibrations in the air. Okay, so with the help of this whiskers they sense the or feel the vibrations around them. The animals use their whiskers to navigate in the darkness and to detect the danger. So they find out their way in the dark, and also they get alert about the danger around them. These whiskers also help them to judge what type of object is there in front of them, the size of the object, and how far or near is the object. Then mice also to have a long sensitive whiskers which help them to sense an enemy from far. So that's why we are not able to catch those mice which are roaming in the house. Yes, as quick as we reach over there, the mice runs away back to the hole. So as the danger is far away, that time only the mice they understand that the danger is coming from the vibrations and they run away. So next we will see in this picture the whiskers of the cat and the tiger. So till now we were saying that the whiskers are just a part of the body. How we have the hair, same way they must be having the hairs or the mustache of the animals. But these whiskers, they are not only the grown hairs, but they play a very important role in the feeling of the animals. Next we will see the touch and feeling sense in crocodiles. So crocodiles also have 1,000 of receptors lining their jaw lines. In their mouth, where they have a teeth, there they have the feeling receptors, and these receptors help them to sense the presence, movement, and location of animals through vibrations in the water. Means where do crocodiles live? Crocodiles live in water, right? So when an animal comes to the source of water to drink, so what happens? It creates the waves in the water. If you put a stone in the water, what happens? Waves are created. So same way, if any water animal comes to the water, the waves are created into the water, and from that waves the vibrations are created, which help the crocodile to detect the prey which has come near the water. The next, here you can see the jaws of the crocodile. Okay. Then feeling and touch in the birds. Birds have contact and touch sensors on vibrations on their body, on other parts of their body. So these include, they have no birds have contact and touch sensors on various parts of their bodies. As we also as a human, we can feel the touch, we can feel the pain to any part of our body. Yes, whether it is hand, whether it is nose or legs. So same way they have the sensors on the various parts of their bodies. These include their feet, bills and tongues. So these are the main part of their body where they can feel the sensation. In birds, the tactile sensors are particularly well developed in the beak. allowing them to feel the prey and touch the prey. So when mommy makes some beautiful or tasty food at home, each bite of that food we will enjoy and eat. We feel that food and eat. Yes, while eating ice cream, what do? हर टाइम आइसक्रीम लिक करते टाइम वी एंजॉय दैट आइसक्रीम, वी फील दैट आइसक्रीम, द स्वीटनेस, द कोल्डनेस, and then we say yes, now my heart is full. So we are means we enjoyed the ice cream. The same way they also feel their prey. The bird sense in birds, sense of touch is concentrated in its unfeathered area. So they can feel the sensation in the unfeathered areas. Unfeathered areas means the part of their body where the feathers are not there. For example, some birds have the sense of touch in their beaks as well as in their feet. So do they have feathers at their beak and at their feet? No. So a bird feels heat, cold and pain in its feet. Next, in the next picture you can see how they are enjoying the water. Next we have that feeling or touching, sensing of the starfish. So we had seen that the starfish has the light sensitive spots on its arm. Yes, it is like a compound eyes. When the light is spotted on them, then they start moving the arms. So these light sensitive spots that are called as the eye spots, they are sensible to the light and they react as the light falls on them. So it is like compound eyes like that of insects, but only they do not focus the light on the retina. As they don't have a lens. In case of the insects, what do we saw? That the fly, they also have a compound eyes. What compound eyes do in case of the insects like fly? They capture the portion of the image, some part of the image, and reflect on the lens, on the retina, and that's why the fly can see a full object. But in case over here, they do not have any lens to focus the light. Next part, we will see the eye spots. Next, the jewel beetle has a special sensor under its legs that can detect a fire 50 miles away. So this is a small insect that can detect the fire which is far away from it, and it is also called as a metallic wood boring beetle because of its glossy colors. So if you see your mother's silk saree, as the movement of the saree is done, the color changes. It becomes light, dark, or a different color. So same way this is in case of the jewel beetle also. It changes its color. So this is the jewel beetle. See how shiny is its color? Okay. Now today we will start about the next sense organ, that is tasting. How the tasting is done in case of animals. How do they feel taste? Okay. So like humans, animals also can taste different flavors. So what has happened over here? How we can taste the different flavors: sweet, bitter, sour, salty. These are the different flavors we can taste. So same way animals also have the taste. They can also taste sweet, sour, bitter and salty. However, many animals have more taste buds than humans. Now what is taste buds? Taste buds are the sensory organs that are found on your tongue and allow you to experience taste that are sweet, salty, sour and bitter. So If you see your tongue in the mirror, you will find those small dots as you can see in the slide, red, pink, white color dots on your tongue. So these are the taste buds, and we can taste all those different taste flavors because of these taste buds on our tongue. For example, pigs have 15,000 taste buds as compared to humans who have only 9,000 taste buds. So see, animals having more taste, that means they can taste more than us. So next slide is showing you the portion of the tongue where you can taste the different taste. If you are eating some sweet, you will feel the taste at the tip of the tongue. If you will eat salty and sour, then it is at the two sides. Yes, salty and wafers and all, which has salt on it. Then sour, your lemon, amla, tamarind, and bitter, Karela. Do you like the taste of Karela? No, but it's very bitter. So these are the portions where you can feel the taste on your tongue. Next one we have the taste buds serve an important survival function in animals. Those tastes that the animals find bad may be harmful or poisonous. Now children, these taste buds are very important in case of animals. They help them to protect themselves from the poisonous plants or from the poisonous food. See, when we have a food which is kept in the refrigerator, if you remove on the second day, what does mama do? She first takes the smell of the food. She takes a bite of the food first. She tastes it and find out whether it is good, it is in good condition or it has got spoiled. So we as a humans, we can understand from the smell, from the taste that this food has got spoiled and we are not going to eat it. But in case of animals, do they understand, Baba, no, this is yesterday's tree or food, we are not going to eat it? No. So these taste buds, they help them in the survival to eat a good food or a proper food. So those taste or those food that the animals find it is bad, it is tasting bad, then they know that this is harmful or poisonous for us and they will not eat it. Hence, animals, the food that they are tasting are mostly safe to eat. So the animals, they think that yes, the food that tastes good is safe to eat, or the food that is tasty, we should eat them, that is good for our body. Meat eating animals that are called carnivorous have few taste buds as compared to the herbivorous animals. Now what do you mean by carnivorous, herbivorous? Have you learned those concepts? Did you hear? Yes. From our previous classes, we are hearing it. Carnivorous, the animals which eat the flesh of other animals. Herbivorous, the animals which eat the plants, green leaves, grass. And third one is omnivorous, the animals which eat both plants also and animals also. They are called as a omnivorous. So carnivorous, example, lion, tiger, wolf. Herbivorous, cow, goat, deer, sheep. And omnivorous, dog, cat, human beings. These are omnivorous. So what are they telling? That these carnivorous animals have less taste buds than the herbivorous. Why? The extra taste buds help herbivores to detect bitter and dangerous plants that grow among the safe vegetation. Now what do herbivores are eating? They are eating the grass. Now when they are roaming or when they are grazing around, they cannot detect or they cannot find out, yes, this plant is good for us and that plant is bad for us. As we can find, yes, we should eat ice cream, drink cold drinks in the summer season, but we should not do that, eat the same thing in the winter season, because we understand that is not good for us. But do animals understand this? No. They cannot differentiate between the plants which are there grown. So if they find any bitter plant, they immediately understand, yes, this is a dangerous plant and we should not eat it. Immediately the extra taste buds which are there on their tongue, they give them an indication, yes, this is a harmful plant, please do not eat it. If anyone tells you to eat the spoiled food, are you going to eat? No, you will say no, it's become dirty, it is smelling also dirty and the taste is also dirty, I am not going to eat. So same case is with the animals. Next, taste taste sense of the birds. Birds have a poor sense of taste. In general, taste is less well developed in birds than in humans. So as compared to humans, the taste sense is less than in the birds. A parrot has 300 to 400 taste buds, while humans have 9,000. Now see the difference, vast difference. Where is 400 and 500 and where is 9,000? So the difference is large. So they have a very less well developed sense of taste. Most birds can precise sweet, sour and bitter taste in birds than it is in the humans. Parrots' taste buds are found in the back of their throat and on their tongues, and like ours, and can distinguish between sour, bitter and salt. Earthworms have the taste receptors all over their body. Yes, so earthworm, we can find their taste receptors, they are present all over their body. Like other insects, bees don't confine their sense of taste to their mouth. So like we have seen that the birds were having the sense taste. So same way the bees also do not have they do not have the sense of taste with their mouth. They also taste using their antennas and the surfaces of their feet. So what are these helping? So bees, they taste with the help of the antennas and the receptors which are there on their feet. Bees and butterflies have taste receptors on their feet. Butterflies rely on their feet to taste the food. Their feet have taste sensors on them that help to locate food for their caterpillars. If they determine the plant is something their caterpillars can eat, they will lay their eggs in this spot. So what is in case of butterfly? That they feel the taste with the help of their feet. Okay. So their feet have sensors on them that help them to locate the food for the caterpillars also. Before the butterfly, what is there? It is a caterpillar. And then if he finds, yes, this plant is good for my caterpillars, they can eat this plant, they can grow on this plant, then the butterfly thinks, yes, I will lay my eggs on this tree only. So it is safe and it is a good source of food for my caterpillars also. So Here we see honeybees. It has over 300 taste sensors on the tip of their antennas. So you can see the antennas also, how they have shown you. Then bees also use their tongue and jaws to detect taste, and bees also detect taste with their front feet. So how many ways see they are able to detect the taste? And next we have the butterfly. Butterflies don't have taste buds, but they do have sensors on the bottom of their feet that act a lot like a taste bud. So, children, here we end with our today's lecture. Yes? Thank you.